Hey, what's up, Vox and Hops heads? I'm Matt, the vocals of Cryptopsy, and you listen to my podcast, Vox and Hops, where I sit down with fellow metal musicians to talk about their lives, music, and craft beer. I had so much fun yesterday with the boys from Ingested on the very first live stream Vox and Hops full band interview. It was a blast. Thank you for everyone that tuned in, that sent me some questions. Thank you to the boys of Ingested for doing this with me. It is always a pleasure. They are seriously one of my favorite bands to tour with, and I can't wait till all of this is done and gone so that we can start hanging out again. Speaking of a hangout, tomorrow night on April 16th at 8 p.m. is this week's Vox and Hops Thirsty Thursday virtual hang. I look forward to this every week. It is always good to hang out with some of the Vox and Hops alumni, you Vox and Hops heads, and many of my friends. Please come hang out. In the description of this podcast is the Zoom link for this week's meeting. This is available for everyone, anyone. Feel free to invite your friends. Come hang out with me, some of the Vox and Hops alumni, and other Vox and Hops heads. It's always a blast. I recorded today's episode back in the normal days before COVID-19. It is very refreshing to return to those times in my mind. On today's episode, I'm with Mathieu Bérubé of Teramobil. Here it is, Vox and Hops episode number 129.
I warn you, what you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm with Mathieu Bérubé from Unhuman and from Teramobil.
That's it.
Super great to be with you.
It's same for me, man.
How are you? Let's start at the beginning. Classic Vox and Hops question.
All right.
What is the soundtrack of your youth when you were growing up in your parents' house? Or when you were growing up, what was the music that played in the house you lived in?
You mean my parents' music?
Exactly.
Fucking shitty music. French, Western music. It's the shittiest fucking music you can ever hear in your life. I don't know if you know any of them, but...
No, naming them off. Let's see.
Marcel Martel and shit like that. Like, seriously, you wouldn't know. No, it's disgusting music. It's not well recorded, and it's cheesy, and... there's not much to say about it. So that's what they listen. I didn't have cool parents who listened to Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and Black Sabbath. No fucking way.
Then where did you discover cool music?
In school with my friends. My very best buddy at the moment, Mathieu, when I was a kid, man, we just... it's Nirvana, I think, was the first one we discovered. We were pretty young. And fuck, man, I was like, okay, yeah, that's it. I think we got something here. Yeah. And then just, yeah, that's it. That's the first one. Not my parents' music.
Was it refreshing to get something of your own?
Yeah. Well, come on, it's Nirvana, man. Dude, it's fucking Nirvana. When you're a kid and you hear your parents' music and then the first thing that really gets you going is fucking Nirvana, man. Yeah.
What was it about it that just captivated you so much?
The distortion and the screaming, I would say. It's the chaos, I guess. I like chaos.
Did you have an interest for music before that?
Kind of always. I've always liked the sound of music, the sight of seeing people play music. Even if it was country or something, seeing live musicians, I've always loved that. And my mom didn't only listen to French Western music. She listened to Jerry Boulet and stuff like that. So, no, a few songs here and there that were good, but mostly was shit. But there was always music playing in the house, though. Always, all the time. So, yeah. Nirvana was something else. It was the girl that looked after me. My mom didn't go out that much, but one night she went out with her boyfriend, and the girl that was babysitting me, Monique, lived right in front of my house, and she was older, and it was that night that Kurt Cobain died.
No way.
So she was fucking crying in the living room.
You didn't get it?
I didn't know. No, I didn't know it yet, but that's exactly what got me listening to that music, because now it would just be playing Nirvana and shit, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's pretty cool. I was 10 years old.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You mentioned you like watching, even if it was country music. Do you remember the first time you saw someone perform on a stage?
Oh, man. Yeah, I think one of the oldest memories I got, it was like that. It was a trucking festival down at my place in Nouvelle, and they had these country bands playing on
like a flatbed truck.
Exactly, yeah. And I gotta find the exact song, because it's probably not the first one I saw, but it's the one I could really remember. I could close my eyes and remember. And I wasn't very old. I was probably like 5 or 6. Fuck. What's that? I can't remember, man. Too many alcohols and drugs in that fucking head. Since then, there's been a lot.
What instrument did you gravitate towards first?
Guitar. Yeah. I bought a bass like fucking 12 years ago. It's guitar, but it was an old acoustic guitar my mom's boyfriend gave me. Fucking like 5 holes in it, and it was beat up, but still. And like 3 strings were missing, so I only had the big strings. But it's the first I played was guitar, but I would play bass on that fucking stupid guitar. I would slap the shit out of it too. But I never heard that before. So I think I invented slap. That's it.
You hear
fuck
that?
Primus, fuck everybody. I invented slap.
What songs were you playing? What covers were you doing?
Nirvana. When it started, it was Nirvana. Pretty much. I mean, and after that, well, just like whatever played back then, fucking Rage Against the Machine or Silverchair. I love that band. Green Day, whatever played. Offspring, covers like every other fucking kids of my age.
When did the extremities come in? When did you discover extreme music? Where did it go from Nirvana to Silverchair? What was the next big extreme music
I
song?
think one of the first ones was, I think when I heard Brutal Truth for the first time, Sounds of the Animal Kingdom. I'm like, fuck, still not fast enough, still not loud enough. You kidding? That's fucking fast and that's pretty loud.
How did you jump from that to that though? That's a big step.
You know what? Fuck. I moved in Ontario when I was like, I think I was like 13, maybe 12, 13. Moved there for a year. And I don't know. I liked these kind of bands I just said. And when I came back, my friends were like a year older. I moved there for a year. And they all discovered these fucked up bands. Well, not all of them, but some of them. I'm like, yeah, fuck. Okay. So that's how I got into listening to more extreme. And one of the first ones was actually Cryptopsy, because I didn't start like the usual metalhead listening to fucking Suffocation and whatever old bands. It was Cryptopsy, Whisper Supremacy. And after that, it's kind of hard to go like behind and start listening to the less extreme shit. And I like music when it's not square and when it's, uneven. So that's how I jumped. And man, right away I was like, okay. And I like Deftones too a lot. And I think that's one of the band that made the difference between softer music and extreme music, because I don't know if you like Deftones, but dude, Steph Carpenter's riffs are just out of this world. It's always dissonant, and it's like even Abe's drumming is pretty fucked up for that kind of music.
It sounds square, but it's not.
But it's not, and they have very dissonant chords and shit. Like if you listen to Korea, like this, it's just crazy. It's like it's almost like when you listen to Gorguts, at one point. Without the crazy drumming and the shit, but I mean, yeah, exactly.
How did you develop your playing? When did you get? What steps did you take to become a better player?
At one point, I moved to Yuri's place in Saint-Hilaire.
Shout out to Yuri Raymond.
Yeah, exact. Yuri the Beast Raymond at the 485 Comptoir. It's a very legendary fucking place. I'm sure you've been there.
I believe I have.
yeah, in Saint-Hilaire. Anyway, I moved there with him, and I had discovered like crazy bands and all that. But when I lived there, I obviously listened to a lot of it with Yuri. And I met a lot of people too, you know, that were into the music scene and shit. And yeah, man, when I heard the first time I heard Dillinger Escape Plan and Beneath the Massacre and all these bands, then I locked myself in the basement for like 6 months, and I started doing tapping and fucked up sounds with my guitar. And after 6 months, when I opened the door, I was like, yeah, okay, that's it. I'm ready to face the world with some crazy shit, man. And that's it, yeah. And Yuri hooked me up with some musicians, and I went into an already existing band. Yeah.
The Montreal scene is so prolific. There's so many amazing bands that have come from here. Why do you think that is? I get asked this question a lot. I have my answer for it. I'm wondering what yours is.
It's the cold weather. It's the cold weather. Like you get 40 below, and then 6 months after you get fucking 40 degrees. So I think it's the 80-degree difference within 6 months. I don't know. That's my theory.
Because there's just so many, and there's like a healthy sense of competition.
I think there are many bands everywhere else. It's just that they suck, maybe. I don't know. No. But I think we have a lot of fucked up bands here. That's for sure.
Known all across the globe, you know?
But I think now it's because they were inspired by the first fucked up bands we had here, like Voivod. Personally, I don't know Voivod that much. But
they're an absolute
they were
influential band.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, we had like many more, like Cryptopsy, like fucking Iron Dissonance, Gorgots, like all these bands. Dude, you don't find that shit anywhere else. Not back then, you know. So they inspired a lot of bands all over the world, but they just inspired bands from here to make that kind of music. You know, that's what I think.
I always end up bringing it back to both two things: Cité 2000 and the BCI shows.
Yeah.
Those two places were breeding grounds.
Yeah, definitely.
For encounters and experiences.
Especially Cité 2000.
Yeah. And for people that don't know that is a classic jam rehearsal.
It's like, I guess it would be like going to the Rainbow in LA, I guess.
They need better beer, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer, I brought this for you. I asked you, I said, what style of beer do you like? He's like, I don't like IPAs. So I found this. I've been wanting to drink it, so I'm happy I found it. This is called Bonbon. It is a Belgian strong
Bonbon.
A Belgian strong ale brewed with Candi Sugar. This is from Microbrasserie 4 Origins or 4 Origins Microbrew. Let's see what it's got. It clocks in at 9% ABV.
It's pretty dark in here. You can't read, huh?
I'm just getting old.
Yeah, me too.
Let's talk about craft beer. Are you a craft beer enthusiast while I pour this out?
Yeah, well, not that much. I was at one point when I lived with Yuri back then, and then I got hooked on scotch. Then I just lost everything. I started listening to Tom Waits and drank scotch, and then my life was never the same after that.
You went too dark.
Yeah, very dark. Okay,
let's see what it's got. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
It smells candy. It smells like malty candy.
It smells like ass, but I think it's because my finger was too close and I kind of scratched my ass 5 minutes ago.
It has a nice, almost like a Coca-Cola color, like a lighter, between brown and black.
Like a watered down Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm. It smells sweet, malty.
That's all right.
It tastes boozy, but you don't feel the 9% at all.
I'm not the best guy to say, yeah, it tastes like this.
It's all subjective.
Tastes like I'm going to have a piss in like 10 minutes.
Tell me about those beers that you drank with Yuri back in the day living in Saint-Hilaire.
Man, many. He made me discover that kind of the craft beers, and there was a dépanneur not too far where I actually worked one winter. They had like a shitload of craft beers, So we would go there, and sometimes we would spend fucking 45 minutes in the store. And we would just go in the fridge in the back and start talking about other shit. We'd stay in there for like 45 minutes. And we're like, yeah, let's get some beers. Yeah, sure. And then, so every day was different beers, tasting different beers. And I liked it back then. Well, you know, it's like when you discover everything, you know. I used to love riding my bike when I was 5, you know. Kind of lost the interest when I met drugs and alcohol, you know.
Let's touch on this. You keep talking about liking drugs and alcohol.
No, I'm just that's the reference. I'm just kidding. I'm a good boy.
Has there ever been a time that you dove too deep?
Well, not too deep, but I kind of picked up myself right at the right time, I would say. Before, yeah, I was quite a party animal at one point in my life. I worked in bars, and yeah, I really enjoyed partying back then.
What would be the lowest point?
Fuck, I don't know how to explain that. You wouldn't want me to explain that. Like, actually, nah. I didn't start sucking dicks for drugs, you know, shit like that. Not even close, but but no, it was just too intense. Very bad for my health, you know. When you go like 3 days without sleeping and partying and like rock and roll, yeah,
crazy.
That would happen very often. So that's, you know, I always went to work, and I was never close to even fucking living in the street or whatever, but it was just very intense. And I don't regret it, but I'm very happy that now I don't want to go out anymore. Never ever. That's why I built myself a studio and fuck everything else.
Which is where we're actually recording this episode,
exactly.
For everyone listening at home.
Yeah.
What steps did you take to turn yourself around?
First, I stopped working in bars. That's a good move, because I always worked in construction up until I was 29, and then I decided to work in bars. I started working at Bistrot Jojo first. It was a fucking mess, man. I couldn't believe. All my life I was used to getting up at 5 a.m, and I was like, fuck, I don't even need an alarm clock anymore. Fucked up. I start working, and I would work day shifts first, but I would get up at like fucking 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock to open the bar, and then I would do sound at night, which I've never done before, but you can do sound?
You're a musician, you can do sound.
Yeah, sure. Not. But I ended up doing sound for like a year and a half there every night. And I would do the bar shift during the day, and then at night, do the sound, and then waste all that money and come back tomorrow.
They had you.
They had me, but it wasn't them. I was even when it started, I was like the dirtiest motherfucker. Anyway, I'm an extreme person. If I get into something, I fucking get into it. And it's rarely the good things I really extremely get into.
It's you discovered that beneath the massacre, Dillinger escape plan. You hung out in the basement for 6 months.
Behold the octopus.
Just learning how to tap.
Yeah.
You have like a bit of an obsessive personality.
Kinda, but after that, I can go with it. Like, I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna sit down every day and practice and play. Like, you know, in Teramobil, I'm with Forrest, which is a very different musician. Like, he works during the day, but he still plays probably 8 hours a day. He plays his bass at least 8 hours a day. That's beside his day job.
Wow. So just a huge shout out for everyone listening at home. You're in a band with Dominique Forest Lapointe, who is one of Montreal's most prolific bassists. He's in many projects.
We can't name them all, man.
No, he's a very, very busy man. Very, very talented. When you started forming...
Very nice guy, too. I mean, so humble. It's crazy. With the talent he has, I've met assholes in my life that didn't have a tenth of the talent he has, and they were like just acting like they were the shit. He's the nicest guy, man.
It must have been an easy choice when setting up Teramobil to join with him.
Man, of course. We struggled finding a bassist. Me and Alex, when we started, we tried 2 guys, and they kind of thought it was hard maybe at the beginning and I'm not a good teacher to sit down and explain like what's going on. Man, I don't know. I don't even know myself when I'm playing. I'm drawing squares and triangles on my neck and just whatever sounds. Yeah, it sounds good. Perfect.
But you and Alex have such a cohesive relationship. Alex Duprat, the drummer
exactly.
of both Unhuman and of Teramobil, someone that you've been playing with for years and years.
First day we started playing together, it's like, I found the guy I'm gonna create music with until I don't do music anymore.
Because you have such like a connection, just easy. You don't have to explain to him.
No,
but trying to find a basis.
We just look at each other. We start songs. So there's no tick tick tick. It's just fucking go. It's crazy, and we really enjoy doing that music together. He made me discover so many bands that were like out of what I liked, but it's crazy, man. I owe him a lot for what I like and what I do now. Yeah.
So trying to find a basis was difficult, trying to show it to someone, because you and Alex don't have to do that.
Yeah, and the first idea we had was for bass was like Converge. Like just
cool. More simple. Yeah.
Simple with a pick and fucking distorted bass. Then we had a hard time, and one day Forrest came to see Alex and me at Cité 2000. Well, he was already there, and he stopped by, and we played a song or two, and then we went outside the room. We had a cigarette, me and Dominic, and he goes, "Yeah, did you find a bass player?" I'm like, "Fuck no, man, we had a hard time." He goes, "Yeah, well, it sounds pretty good. Maybe talk to Alex if you guys are interested. Maybe I'll join in." I'm like, I don't think I need to ask Alex. I think that's gonna be it. So yeah, man, and the first EP was all written, guitar and drums. Dude, he composed that bass in a few months, and it was just like fuck. And like one of the songs, it's the La Un. I don't even know what
it's so funny. Musicians, we have our number system.
It was the first song we ever wrote. I didn't even want it on the album. I'm like, yeah, Alex, let's drop that one out. And then, when Forrest played that song, I was like, fuck, that's one of the best songs we have now.
I'm a huge fan of what you guys have done.
Thanks, man. We've done shows together, and that's one of the best feelings. And like doing metal, when I'll do money or shit like that, I'll get my dick sucked after every show. But the joy of playing live and seeing somebody you respect musically, like, and he's right in front of you and he's fucking smiling, and you know he's liking it, and you're like, fuck yeah, that's the reason why I'm doing this shit.
And you guys released the EP and an album.
Yeah, exactly. A short album. Because it's a lot of work. Like to do a 60-minute album of Teramobil, man.
And it's really extreme.
Yeah, it's extreme, and I don't know. It's at one point sometimes I can't write shit. I try, and I'm the kind of person that I don't want to force that. It's hard. It's hard for other people around you when you're like that. But I'm like, yeah, man, I'd try. I'm not gonna record shitty riffs just for the fuck of recording shitty riffs, like. So it takes time, yeah.
It should just be quality. And honestly, when it's that extreme, it's almost hard to listen to.
Exactly. When you have 30 minutes
as a listener,
Yeah, I love Car Bomb. But fuck, I wouldn't listen 5 hours of like a 5-hour album of Car Bomb.
You meant Beneath the Massacre. I enjoy appreciating
20 minutes is good enough.
I like one song at a time, and then I need a break.
Yeah,
to just appreciate it.
Even Gorguts, which is like one of my favorite bands, like to go through Gorguts Obscura, like the whole thing. Yeah, man, I'm not sure. Sometimes I stop in the middle, But some other bands that are extreme, I can go through an album, like Dillinger Escape Plan. I can listen to Miss Machine twice in a row.
but it has moves.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still pretty fucking extreme.
Yes, but there's those little breaks that give your mind a break. Whereas Teramobil is just pure.
Yeah, it's like a
unrelentless.
You know what a Teramobil is? It's a fucking laser. Because when we started the band, Alex and I, we wanted to call it something like laser. It has, because we're just stupid human beings. We just like fucking lasers, yeah, man. And like when Dominic joined in, we had to find a name. We sat down, me and Alex were like, fuck, we can't call that laser, obviously. So I started typing on the internet like laser shit, and then I was reading something, and then I found that Teramobil. I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds great. And it's like a mobile laser. It's an ultra powerful laser that they can move fucking clouds with it. I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's crazy shit. So all the name of the tracks, they all have something to do with this, but I don't know what they mean.
Which is great because there's no vocalist.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is coming up for Teramobil? You guys released everything independently.
Yeah.
Why was that decision? Why didn't you guys try to go out? Is it the idea that this is only going to be a project here? Is it becoming a touring band?
I think Dominic would have wanted to tour with that more than me. But I've always made it clear that I'm not going to tour.
Talk me through that. What is it about touring?
I would have done it when I was 20. But one of the things I like the most in life is sleeping in my clean sheets every night.
You could bring your clean sheets to someone's house.
But no, it's not like that. Yeah, but I still have someone's stinky fucking feet like 5 feet away from me.
Are you afraid of the party animal coming back? Is that a part of it?
Oh, sure. No, I can do that here. No problem. No, because I would make like less money on tour. I think it'd be better.
Obviously, yes. Yeah.
So no. I don't need to go away to be a party animal.
Okay.
No. I like comfort. I like my job, man. I love what I do. Renovation, man. I've been working for my boss for almost 17 years now.
Wow.
I did other things in between, but still, I started working for him.
Nowadays, it's like it doesn't happen anymore in this day and age.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a loyal person. If you're a good person with me, I will be loyal. So I enjoy doing that. I like stability, kind of. And touring is not. I don't think it would be for me. I was also scared that I would turn into an asshole if I sat in a fucking van for 30 days with the same guys. Like, it might fuck up our relationships, and it would be most of it because of me, you know. I'm not an asshole, but
it would be your fault.
But I could see myself turning into one if I sit in a fucking van with the same 4 guys for a month.
Well, you get sick of some shit sometimes. That's for sure.
Exactly. I like taking a shit in my house, having a cigarette while I'm taking a shit, and enjoying whatever. I'm a fucking princess. I'm a fat, ugly princess, but I'm still one.
Are you guys doing a new album, a new EP?
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's taken a lot of time.
So talk me through your writing process. Where do riffs come from?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a lot of time before I can find other good new riffs. But I don't fucking know where they come from because I would look there all the time.
Does it come while you're holding the guitar, or is it something that comes into your mind first?
You know, the best way for me is to go to Cité de Mid with Alex, maybe have a puff and have some wine or a beer, and then just start playing. And obviously something good's it's gonna show up at one point, and they're like, fuck, okay, that was good, cool. And also, what is very good when you do that is to record it, because the next time everything is gone.
I was about to ask you, how do you remember that?
I don't.
How many songs have you lost?
Fuck, at least 1,000. No, but it's never complete songs, because once a song is built, I'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
I could not play it for like 4 years, and I would probably pick it up if I listened to it. It wouldn't be very long. but it's the process of building it, you know, because the riffs are new and sometimes they don't really make sense. So
Of course, yes.
So yeah.
So once the drawing is there, it stays in your mind.
Once we've practiced it, you know, again and again, it's like after that, yeah, it's just it's sitting there, it's heavy, and we could do it while not thinking about it, I guess.
Well, I'm stoked for the new stuff for sure. I've loved what
it will
what
be
has come out.
different.
Yeah,
I think we want to build, like, we still want to do extreme shit, but with that, we want to build like longer songs, like a few longer songs.
Take us on
add
a voyage.
A few different moods, but still do the extreme shit. I mean, it's still going to be terrible. I wouldn't want to scare anybody away. Yeah, it's going to be doom for 3 hours. There's going to be 5 riffs
and 4 cymbals.
Yeah, exactly. So no. But yeah, when we sat down, we said, yeah, if we're gonna do something, we're not gonna do the exact same thing we already did. It's gonna sound like Teramobil a lot, definitely, but we want to add something else to it. Just man, a little bit of Converge and a little bit of everything, you know.
Shout out to Yuri once again. He's finally got his life back on track.
Yeah.
After his time spent in prison.
Hard time.
So now he's got Unhuman back and rolling.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. Tell me about that. Where is that project at right now?
Well, Kevin brought me the click tracks for the pre-prod, and I haven't played bass in 4 years.
You have basses here. I see them.
I actually sold my fucking 7-string bass to Alex Hebert, and then but I always borrowed it from him.
Just for shows or for recording?
No, just for playing. And he made me a deal the other day that I would get my bass back. But yeah, so now I'm working on. Yeah, it's right there. I'm working on. I recorded in one day. I recorded one song after fucking 4 years of not playing, and these are complicated songs.
Yeah, Yuri doesn't write straight.
Fucking yeah, and I mean these are bass lines that I've already written back then.
Okay, so this is a continuation.
Yeah, man. We played these songs live, you know. We just never recorded them. But it's to me, it's much better than what was done on the first record. It's fucking it's out of this world. It's not just extreme. It's so well written. Like all the strings, the 2 guitars, the fucking bass, the drums, everything. It has a better flow. So that's why I was like, yeah, okay, I don't want to die without recording that album. Like, really, I've worked hard, man. When I bought that 7-string bass, I didn't play bass. I had money. I was like, fuck yeah.
How did you end up in Unhuman? I don't remember the story.
Well, I bought that bass, and Yuri was coming to my place. That was over 10 years ago.
This is after you lived in Saint-Hilaire. Yeah.
I went to work in Calgary, and then when I came back, I got an apartment in Montreal, and then I bought that bass. And then one day he was coming to my place to pick me up to do some vocals on Porno Coma. And when he got to my place, he looked at that bass. He's like, fuck, man, what is that monster? I'm like, yeah, man. I bought a 7-string bass. He goes, yeah, can you play it? I'm like, yeah, I learned a few Primus songs here and there. And I started playing it, and he's like, fuck, we need a bassist. You're going to do it. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. And I accepted. Yeah, sure. It's a nice challenge. So he had already, some bass tracks were recorded for the first album. And the first one I learned was Chaotic Equilibrium, which is, dude, it's just crazy. You can't learn that shit. I don't ever want to play that thing again. It's not. It's fun when you know it, but it's a very stressful thing to do. So yeah, I was sleeping at that time with the bass lines in my ears, not too loud, just to fucking. I would do that for like a month, and then I learned the songs, and then I recorded one too, and then I started writing my. That's the deal I had with Yuri. I'm gonna say, like, I have a few things. If you want me to play bass first, you're gonna hear me. Like, I'm not gonna be this fucking background bitch.
Just a rumble.
To be another guy on stage, and I'm gonna write my things. Like, of course, we can sit together and you can throw me some ideas and shit. But I'm doing my shit. I'm not. No way. I'm gonna fucking make a record of somebody
covering someone.
Nah. So yeah, and man, props to him. He let me write some Primus fucking riffs on death metal crazy riffs, man.
I was a huge fan. I've always loved Unhuman, so I'm super, super, super stoked.
Yeah, we did a few shows together.
Yes, we did.
Fucking sick, man.
Yeah.
That one in Trois-Rivières was pretty cool. I remember. I think it was the first time we played. Man,
I think so. It was a bit of a horrible show, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we didn't get paid, obviously,
but there was good people there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had fun playing. It was the only part where that was cool while hanging out with you guys.
Yes,
and playing, but the rest, fuck. I went to take a shit. First, when we got into the bar, I went and I sat in the toilet and I had this fucking hungover fucking shit, you know? Like,
yes. I know them very well.
I look at the no toilet paper.
Of course.
And I'm like alone in my area. I'm like, hey, I didn't have my cell phone, nothing. I was like, fuck, man. I'm not wiping with my hand and I need my socks. I stay there for like half an hour and then the guy from the bar finally heard me. Went and got me some brown paper and like, fuck, man, this is gonna be a beautiful night.
Huge shout out to Rock Bar Le Stage.
Yeah,
and
rough bar the stage
in Trois-Rivières.
Is it Trois-Rivières or Sainte Madeleine?
It's Sainte Madeleine.
Yeah, but Sainte Madeleine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
what a lovely place.
Matt, thank you so much letting me come here.
Man, it's my pleasure.
Pick your brain.
Anytime.
Drinking some craft beer with me. We're going to keep hanging out, but not with you guys listening. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Hey, thank you so much for listening right to the end. You know that I love and appreciate that. I had such a good time with Mathieu that night. It's always good to hang out with fellow Montreal metalheads. We grew up in the same scene. It is nice to see how we have all blossomed. Much love and respect. And if you do not know Teramobil, it is a band that you absolutely should check out. I hope you're all safe. I hope that you are managing to get through social isolation. If you ever need anything, reach out to a friend, hang out with people. There are many ways that you can still connect with people. Come out and hang out tomorrow at the Vox&Hops Thirsty Thursday virtual hang. It's always a blast, and you are invited. This is me inviting you right now. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. There's one more episode coming at you this week, and it's going to be on Friday. Don't miss it. Much love and respect. And until then, remember to enjoy life, metal, and craft beer. Cheers, Vox and Hops heads.